Hey, hey. All right. Yeah, get those thumbs up. If you guys see me, that was good. I'm hiding in the corner. But I'm here. So, welcome everyone. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I don't know why I have thumb downs and other people don't. I don't know what is going on with YouTube, but yeah, I still have thumb downs. Some people it was taken away, some people it wasn't. I don't know the difference. I don't know why some are, some aren't. I don't know. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me make this higher. All right, so there's like so much to go over tonight. So I'm going to be doing flash deals all night. I've already changed some prices on the candle website. We have 9 days till Black Friday, so I removed $9 from certain candles. I can promise you they are the lowest prices you're ever going to see them at, because I'm really doing this for promotion, not to make a profit, because I'm literally barely making a profit on them. But I want you guys to, for those of you that really haven't had my candles, or, you know, want to get them but you couldn't afford them, now is the time. You know, I've seen no thumbs down on a lot of people where they had none. So I'm like, whatever, but whatever. So the first flash deal we're going to do is horoscope candles, which literally is like my second best seller. So the horoscope candles, let me go get one so you guys know what they look like. I don't know if I have one made. Let me look. But those tonight only are $16. I took $9 off the price. They are $16 for one night only. That is for a horoscope candle. Let me go see if I have one. Hold on. Well, Winston. I don't have a great one made, but at least you can see them. So this top sucks, but... So that's what it looks like. This I can make bigger. Hold on. And it tells you the horoscope. Then you get the top. And that's the inside. These are horoscope candles. They are limited edition, $16. The price will not last. I promise you it will not last. This is to get them out there. So $16 horoscope candles, normally $25. Minus $9. I can make any horoscope, but minus $9 for 9 days until Black Friday. Black Friday, I'm going to put other ones on sale. Luxury candles are going to go on sale on Black Friday. Signature candles are going to go on sale on Black Friday. But right now, these horoscope candles will last about 50 hours. And it's 8 ounces of hemp coconut soy wax. It has 1 wick. You can get a wood wick, but they do burn faster. So that's why I use these wicks. I also have hemp wicks, which again, I'm not thrilled on, so I haven't really been using them. But we get $16 for the candle. Again, I will probably not ever run them this low because I'm making almost nothing. But I want to get the candles out there. So, again, $16. You get an 8-ounce candle with a personalized horoscope label, which is in metallic, with a matching top. This is old, but you get to see the idea. So, again, you can go on the website. $16 for this candle. This is the first flash deal of the night. There's going to be others. But if you have any questions about it, let me know. But yes, this is what it'll look like. Comes in a tin can and $16. So, order yours today. So that is the first deal that I'm throwing out there. Okay, I know I look like death. I've been running around all day. So what do you guys want to discuss first? I think I'm going to talk about the Rittenhouse first. I asked Joe Murray to come on if he's not too busy. The reason why I want to talk about that one first is the full uploaded version of NewsNation is not out yet because it doesn't end yet. So that's why I think we are going to push it off a little until afterwards and talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse first. There's a lot of people talking about it, and I'm going to give you my opinion. My opinion is, I believe it's going to be a hung jury. I'm going to tell you why. If you look at all over social media, everybody is totally divided. Nobody knows, like, half people think he's guilty, half people think not guilty. Everybody's divided. So if everyone's divided, what do you think is going to happen on a jury of 12? If it was going to be guilty, they would have came back already. If it was going to be not guilty, they would have came back already. But they haven't because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many people are holding out. If social media is divided, which social media people make up a jury, that jury is divided. Some people saying guilty, some people saying not guilty. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a hung jury. I can't imagine that. Exactly, Christy. I can't imagine it being anything more than a hung jury. I don't think either way is going to sway either side. Unless there's something going on that we missed that only happened in the courtroom that we don't know. But I really believe if it was not guilty or guilty, like definitively slam dunk, they would have came back already. So they said 2 are holding out, but all they need is 1 to go against it. Exactly. Who said there were 2? I know, I saw that, Quinny. A reporter said a U.S. Marshal indicated there were 2 jurors holding out that were scared of retaliation. Okay. Jury does have a lot of evidence to go through. I agree with that. But see, that's weird though. Why would a U.S. Marshal give that kind of information? They're not supposed to. Yeah, they're not. Hey, well, they're not supposed to tell you how many people are holding out or anything. That's like pretty weird that they would even say that. Like it is. It's odd. Do I think the state proved its case beyond a reasonable doubt? I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched bits and pieces. I've been super, super busy this week with candles. But I can say, hey, Sherry Ann, I can say that I did think he was guilty, and now I think it should be not guilty. Because I did not realize that they held a gun to his head and he retaliated. But there's so many other mitigating factors that make you think, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. How did anyone know who voted guilty? But I can't say for sure because I did not watch the entire trial from beginning to end because the lawyers bored me. And if the lawyers bored me, I'm just bored and I don't want to deal with it. So, but from what I saw, somebody is still dead. Doesn't matter what, who the guy was. He was still dead. But I do kind of lean towards it was self-defense. And I do think he should be held responsible for the death. Do a couple of years, 5 years, but he should not ruin his life for it. But again, I didn't watch the entire trial. A few hours ago, I heard there was a bunch of people outside of the courthouse. Doesn't sound good. I watched it and not guilty. See, that's the other thing. We don't know if the majority of the jurors are saying not guilty and the two that are holding out are saying guilty. Everybody's assuming it's the other way around, that they're all saying guilty and these two jurors are not guilty. But they're still deliberating. But based on people saying they're afraid of retaliation tells me that most of the jury is saying not guilty and these two is saying guilty, which goes back to my original. It's a hung jury. I really do. I think it's going to be a hung jury. The jury will come back with a verdict. I don't know, Brenda. You don't chase after the people who threaten you, then it's not self-defense. Someone had a gun to his head. It's self-defense. Plain and simple. There's no two ways about it. But again, I think it's going to be a hung jury. Not guilty, no brainer, self-defense. See? Just look at chat. Let's do that. I'm going to do a poll. Hold on. All right, there you go. Answer the poll. Where'd it go? Where's the poll? Oh, there it is. All right, guys, answer up. You getting ready to do a poll? The judge sent the jury home for the night, yeah. They're not sequestered, though, right? Babyface Kyle is guilty. See? So far we have 71% not guilty, 29% guilty. Come on, there's 116 people in here and only 41 votes. Even if you are just watching, you could still do the vote, I think. Right? You don't have to be a subscriber to do the vote, I don't think. Not sequestered. I didn't think so. Believe he was wrong for carrying a gun at 17, but not guilty. He was truly protecting himself. Mary, I 100% agree with that. They confronted, yes. He had him on the ground with a gun to his head, and he shot back. I'm not voting because I don't really know enough to vote. What about people burning down people's businesses? Yeah, but that's vigilante justice. That really has nothing to do with it. I thought there was a gun to his head. In the video, it shows that someone had a gun to him and he shot back. Guilty of this forever change self-defense. I don't know. It is sad. I agree with you. The adults around him are responsible in part for Kyle's actions. I agree with that too. I believe the judge in this trial is fair. Well, the thing is, it's not really up to the judge. The judge is just sitting up there on trial. Like, he doesn't mean anything. And I hate to say it like that, but he doesn't. He's just there to, like, moderate. That's it. That's all he can do is moderate. See, I don't think it'll be not guilty. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be a hung jury. I do not believe he had intention of killing anyone either. But the argument for that, Ruby, is that he may not have had the intent, but he had a gun. And if you have a gun, if you're carrying a gun, the mentality is to kill. You don't shoot to scare. You don't carry a gun to scare someone. You carry a gun with the intent to kill someone. Fact. My household is big. Oh. He went there to help that town from being destroyed, allegedly. But again, vigilante justice isn't justice either. The gun was for his own protection, allegedly. I still think hung jury. You carry a gun to protect yourself. Yes, but I'm saying in order to protect yourself, you are going to kill. You don't shoot to scare. You shoot to kill. That's because if he gets off, it's going to go down as white privilege. And if he doesn't get off, people are going to be freaking out. So give me a couple more votes. When it hits 100, I'll read it. Absolutely believe my opinion. 17-year-old boy was carrying a gun to look big. I agree with that too. Mary, I'm totally with you on point. Did you watch? Yes, I watched a lot of the trial. The legal shenanigans were fascinating and the judge has been on fire. P.S. No one held a gun to his head. I was told, and I watched some of it, I was told the video showed him holding a gun. Somebody holding a gun and he shot back. That's what the truth told me when I argued that he was guilty. There's always legal shenanigans, but they're still boring. I know, the judge was yelling at the prosecution or the defense. I forgot which one. 500 National Guard is sitting outside the city. Watch the entire trial and the video showed the pistol right at the top of his head. Thank you. That's what I was told. I would have to find it in the trial. Self-defense, not guilty. Prosecutors try to act like Kyle should have taken his bra off and fought the people with his fist. Exactly, while others had guns. Someone held a gun towards Kyle. Kyle didn't shoot back because Kyle is the only one who discharged a gun. All right. So 66% say not guilty. 34% say guilty. That is exactly what a trial is. That's exactly what's going to happen in trial. Everywhere you look, it's one way or the other. There's no clear-cut case. It's not a clear-cut answer, which is why I go back to a hung jury. First guy didn't have a weapon. The others were apprehending an active shooter other side. The man who pulled the gun out of Rittenhouse also lied to police after the incident, said the gun fell out of his pocket. Once on the stand, he admitted he pulled it out. You going to protest, Molly? I was not the only one holding a gun. There was a pistol pointed at his head. He should have shot the guy with the skateboard that hit him twice, but he didn't. Rainey, I'm with you there. Struggle with self-defense of Rosenbaum's murder, 4 shots, and an AK self-defense, not sure. Hey, Alley Cat. That's true. There will be a riot no matter what the verdict is. Just find a hide to get him past shooting 3 people. Yeah, but did you see him run? I mean, we watched that live. His mom did drop him off. Hey, Kim, we totally watched that live. I remember it. I was live. I was running it. Can you ask how many who say guilty actually watched the entire trial? I could do that. Hold on. All right. If you believe Kyle is guilty, how much of the trial did you watch? 100% of the trial. More than half trial. Less than half trial. None of the trial. Just saw news clips. All right. Next question. And don't forget again, horoscope candles on sale, $16. This one happens to be marbleized a little. This is one of my testers. So, second question. If you believe Kyle is guilty, how much of the trial did you watch? 100% of the trial, more than half of the trial, less than half the trial, or none, just saw news clips? My question is, had 10 or 30 people approached him, would he have shot at all and claimed self-defense? Molly Go Lightly candles. I could put those on sale. Okay, Molly Go Lightly candles. I'm going to put on sale. Hold on. What?
On Friday, if I'm not...
I'm live.
Oh. Okay. I'll text you.
All right. All right. Molly Go Lightly candles. I'm going to reduce Molly Go Lightly candles $9. Which will also make Molly Go Lightly candles $16. So if you want a Molly Go Lightly candle, $16. Tonight only. So we got a horoscope candles and Molly Go Lightly candles. No, I changed it on the website. You don't need a code. I just changed the price on the website. You don't need a code. You just go to the website. It's on sale. 16. I changed it on the website because the codes got confusing. I feel like a lot of people voting on the poll said he was not guilty. You need to sign live on air. I'm telling you, for real, I do. $16. $9 off for 9 days to Black Friday. So, Molly's cheap tonight. $16. All right. So this is interesting, though. I'm glad you guys are being honest in the polls, for real. Because the biggest number, which is none, just saw news clips, is the highest number at 33%. That's interesting. So keep voting. He wanted to shoot. Yeah, I don't think he went there to shoot people. I really don't. That part I never believed. Quinny, I don't care. I don't know how many times I could say it. I don't care what they think. Yeah, the highest number is 34%. Just saw news clips. See, it goes to show how, you want a Molly candle? $16. Tonight only. And I watched the whole trial. Kyle is innocent. Don't forget, police were told to stand down across the U.S. Yes, they were. If he went there to shoot people, why the hell did he not cover his face? Yeah, I don't believe he went there to shoot people. That I don't believe at all. He's not EMT. He claimed he was EMT, but he's not. Yeah, Quinny, I don't care what they say anymore. They just lie, and I just don't. I can't care. I don't even want to know about it. Tell the prosecutors, witnesses to help Kyle more than anything. What's up, Ben? Yeah, but 17, if you're at... See, Will, the reason why that doesn't work, because if you're walking around carrying a gun, you can't use the excuse that I'm just 17. You can't use that. If you're going to walk on the streets carrying a gun, you better know that you are going to be treated as an adult and you have to be responsible. I mean, you're walking around carrying a gun. You got to be responsible. So that excuse doesn't fly. I think he claimed that because he is young and wanted to make himself seem more legit. Ask the not guilty people how much they watched. Really bugs me. But wait till it gets to 100. Not guilty, self-defense. I tell you, though, the highest amount of guilty is just from news clips. We got 32% on news clips. Only 29% saw 100% of the trial. I agree that he went there with good intention. I will not deny that. Oh, that's true. 100 people didn't vote guilty. Can't have vigilantes shooting people on the street. I agree with that, too. Vigilante justice doesn't work. Self-defense 100%. Again, I go back to this is going to be a hung jury. Thank you, Molly. Skank money. Ah, did you? 6 MDL candles, vanilla coconut. Why you gotta use all my stuff? She's killing me. Skank money, that's a thing. I don't know who started it, but I guess $5 super chats are like skank money. I should definitely be doing it on my other channel. So everyone that gives me $5, hashtag skank money. It may well be a hung. I think it will be a hung jury. Ah, thank you, Molly. It very well may be a hung jury. I think it will be a hung jury. I really, truly do. Lindsay, I have no idea what skank money means. Molly just said, make sure that you hashtag skank money and promote $5 super chats with hashtag skank money. I don't know what it means. I haven't even had a chance to ask her yet. Is it safe? Yes. It is skin safe and safe for dogs. It's safe for cats, rats, doesn't matter. Birds, roaches, safe for everything. Sam Lindsay accidentally hit guilty, but meant to hit not guilty. Aha. Yeah, so far, horoscope candles and Molly Go Lightly candles are $16 a piece. Rather of a hung jury than... Oh, skank money is a thing with Molly for $5 super chats. Yeah, she just told me hashtag skank money and make sure you announce it on your channel. I said, okay. So anyone wants to give me $5 super chats, hashtag skank money. That was the job of LE or military style police. And I agree with you, but somebody pointed a gun at him. So if somebody pointed a gun at him or had a gun or he felt his life was in danger, then he had every right to shoot. Plain and simple. I also went guilty by accident. Going to be doing another hashtag called Fuck the Scammers. So if you want to super chat me with a hashtag Fuck the Scammers, you know who I mean. That was after he shot and killed 2 people. I heard it was before. 10 lawyers on... I've watched him before, Lindsay. 10 lawyers on panel discuss Kyle. Others, they discuss what the prosecution defense did good. Yeah, that bores me. Political leaders wouldn't let the police officers have no control anymore. They are so doomed. It's ridiculous. Wisconsin learned their lesson this time. Wisconsin sucks. Wisconsin's like the worst. Literally the worst. All right. I would have shot them. Oh. He was kicked in the head, hit in the head with a skateboard, and a man on the stand admitted he pointed his handgun at Kyle's face. And that was before he shot anyone, right? Should have put a third option, don't enough to vote. We're at 96 votes. We're still holding it 33%. Only saw news clips. What the hell more do people want for self-defense? What do you mean? See, Captain of my soul, you're saying after he shot 2 people, but other people are saying no. Kyle didn't know at the time of shooting the first guy he didn't have a gun. First person he shot did not have a weapon. Call testified he knew he did not have a weapon. The guy that pointed a gun at his head was the last guy he shot. His dad lived in that town. But either way, it's still, you can't do vigilante justice. You just can't. That's why they dropped charge of bringing gun across state lines. Yeah. Because he didn't, technically. They want him to get his head curb stomped and in a coma and pretend everyone was peaceful. Yeah, it was definitely not peaceful. We watched it. I was running it live. I didn't watch the whole trial. I can't lie. I'm not going to sit here and say I did. I didn't. He had killed Rosenbaum. That's when people chased him. Kyle then shot Anthony. Heard the first shooting. The guy had a gun. See, Lori, that's what I thought too. Take a gun camping, and if my life is in danger, I'm going to shoot. 2-legged or 4-legged. I'm not taking a gun to make myself look tough. I agree with that too. That's why I'm saying. My daughter's on spectrum, and he can't understand why people kill their kids. It's how you raise them. Not bring gun across state line. Yeah, it was definitely not a peaceful protest. We watched it live. Yeah, remember the gas station? I do remember the gas station. Yeah, but everybody else had weapons. I mean, I remember the guy's arm. It was crazy. All right. So we could talk about this all night, but let's move on. Let me see if Joe got a hold of me. All right. I'm not. Wow. Joe hasn't watched any of it. Was gonna binge watch so I can cover it this weekend. Oh, so now he's big shot on his own channel. Now he's too good for us, Lindsay. He's too cool for us. He said he's gonna binge watch it and talk about it on his own channel this weekend. Go to Key to Law channel. Yeah, but I don't want to hear about what the lawyers did wrong. All right. Tell him I'm disappointed. There he is. Yeah, you're too good for us, Joe. Joe's too cool for us. Rosenbaum, well, kind of. You didn't watch any of it? They had 11 attorneys on the other day, all giving their perception. All right, let's see. Let's see. Joe, next time you go live, text me. I don't know why I didn't get a notification. And your girl Dawn didn't tell us either on Patreon. All right. Hang on. That scared the life out of me. Now, let me just tell you, if you're not familiar with this channel, this guy's a lawyer, and he just drinks a lot. So that's his thing. Like, he just drinks. And he talks about cases while he's getting drunk. That's his, like, niche.
You're my lawyer?
Says he.
Which is all I need, so maybe I'm better. Maybe I am a reasonable. I don't know.
Yeah, because lawyers going through the jury instructions would be like Rain Man going through a supermarket. All of these words mean the same thing and are worth the same amount. And oh my goodness. Yeah, my dad said to Super Chat, he says, shouldn't the substitute jurors have to watch Roadhouse? Oh man.
12 Angry Men is good. I just see 12 Angry Men's a good movie.
Take me off the jury then. Like, I just want to sit and watch Roadhouse all day. That would be good.
Jury duty. It should be exclusively movies about juries.
Everybody in the chat got a bingo just now.
Whether the defendant is guilty or not guilty of each of the offenses charged, you must make a finding as to each count in the information. Each count charges a separate crime, and you
the only black person around involved in the shootings, he missed. And I like to think that was him being consciously not racist at that point. He's like, oh God, I can't shoot this guy. Right? Like, that would be bad. I can only shoot the white guys. I'm joking, of course, but no, I mean, there are people who've been running the false narrative. There are people who suggested that the gun charge was not only like a proper charge, but that he was surefire guilty of the gun charge from the get-go. No question. Like you could propose the alternative reading to them and they would never.
Yeah, I don't really want to listen to this. This is like 9 hours. There's no way. Yeah, I can drop Joe's link. This is just somebody else's opinion. He is, but it's just his opinion, and I can't do 9 hours of it. And I don't know what part to skip through or anything. And uncivil law, I don't really know either. People speak of being triggered, and most don't know what it's really like. Certainly not YouTube bullshit. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, I'm gonna get it in a second. Can one of the mods grab Joe's link? Hold on. Here you go. Yep, you have 882. All right, let's move on. Let's go over to Summer Wells' case. So, as you guys know, and we'll go back to this case if you want, but as you guys know, Summer Wells' father and mom had interviewed with Brian Enton. Now, if you're not familiar with Brian Enton made his claim to fame covering the Brian Laundrie case. And I say that because he had like 5,000, thank you, Brenda. He had like 5,000 Twitter followers before that case. And then after that case, he has almost 300,000. So pretty wild that, one case catapulted him into stardom. But because of the Brian Laundrie case, now they are doing other stuff, other missing kids, missing people. Hold on, let me just go back on camera. Other missing cases, other missing people. That's what they're doing. So I think they stop talking to people about the case and just talk about Summer. It's too late for that, though. It really is. It's too late. So Brian Enton had interviewed Don. I have pieces of it. I don't have the whole thing yet, but there's about a 7-minute clip that I thought was interesting. Hang on. All right.
Year-old Summer Wells.
We'll stop. I want you to feel comfortable.
Case that we have been covering extensively here on NewsNation Prime. 5-year-old Summer Wells has been missing for 5 months. Her parents say she vanished within minutes from their home in Rogersville, Tennessee. But months of searching have come up empty. There have been no new leads and no evidence, not even a sighting of Summer. And suspicion has started to turn to her parents, Don and Candace Wells. They have been adamant that Summer was abducted. But tonight, the sheriff on the case says everyone is a person of interest. Correspondent Brian Enton is live tonight in Tennessee, where he spoke with Summer's dad in his first interview since he appeared on Dr. Phil. Brian.
Marnie, we've talked about this case, we've covered this case, but to be on the ground here in Tennessee, you realize right away just how complex it is. All of the different personalities involved and just the mystery that this little girl 5 months later is still missing. Flying into Tennessee, we weren't sure what to expect.
Why do people keep getting timed out? 2 people just got timed out for absolutely no reason. What's going on? To 2 people that got timed out, I apologize. I don't know what's going on.
Summer Wells has been missing for 5 months. No new leads and basically no new information since the 5-year-old vanished from her Northeast Tennessee home.
I can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Summer's been missing since June 15th, and there are definitely some people who are not happy that we've come here to dig into the case. Some people on social media basically just telling us to stay away. But there are
I have a question. Do you know who that would be? Who would tell them to stay away from there? Like, I found that odd. Who's that? Like Benny contacting Brian Enton saying, "No, don't go"? That was weird.
still so many unanswered questions about where Summer is. It's now been 5 months since Summer Wells disappeared. Do your investigators know anything more now than they did 5 months ago?
We really don't know anything more, but everything's still on the table.
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson is in charge of the investigation.
Everybody that's involved in this case is a person of interest. We've not ruled anyone out.
Summer's dad, Don Wells, agreed to meet with us. We talked to him on the edge of his property, where Summer disappeared. What do you think happened? What does your heart tell you?
Well, I know in my heart and in my mind she was abducted. Someone snuck up there when we weren't exactly paying attention, and we don't know if they come in the basement and grabbed her, or if
So, Joe, let me ask you a question. One of the craziest things that I heard on the Dr. Phil show was that the average person should know the difference between kidnapping and abducted. In your line of work, have you ever known anyone, just your regular layperson, to know the difference between abducted and kidnapped? Because I didn't even know the answer, and I took criminal justice. I didn't know there was a difference.
she stepped outside the basement and was walking to her swing or something.
You can see the Wells house up through the trees on the hill right here. Summer was home with her mom, Candace. Her younger brothers and her grandmother was also on the property. And what the family thinks happened is that someone took Summer, brought her down this steep embankment to possibly a car that was waiting in the roadway.
And I said, boys, where's your sister at? Well, she just went downstairs, Mom, to play. So I went over here like this.
Summer's mom, Candace, allowed podcaster Chris McDonough with the interview room into her home in July.
This is how I would get down here.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if you want to come down here or not.
They went downstairs in the cluttered house and into Summer's bedroom.
But this is where Summer and little Waylon was.
This is the back door Summer may have disappeared through.
But I know I did come out here and I said, Summer, because sometimes she'll sit right here.
Do you think Candace would speak with me?
I don't know. I mean, we had to beg her, you know, to please go on Dr. Phil, because she's just so been burnt thousands of times by people. So that's why she don't want to talk to nobody, and she didn't want to go on Dr. Phil. That's why she was getting upset. Because of the way the YouTubers and other people have turned on her, they've just ruined her.
Very sorry for the occasion.
The Wells were on Dr. Phil last week, and at one point, Candace walked off.
I'm being interrogated again, and I don't want to do this anymore. Yes, I am.
We'll stop. I want you to feel comfortable.
No, I want to go home.
I'm down.
Questions have come up about what Candace might know. Could she have gotten herself into a situation where it wasn't her fault, but...
No.
You know what I mean?
No. She's a good mother. She loves her children. She's not going to allow any situation like that. The biggest mistake she might have made is maybe choosing some wrong friends, which is, you know, it happens. But other than that, no way.
Do you think any of those wrong friends could have something to do with it?
We don't know.
I know you all have had some ups and downs in your past with alcohol and drugs. Do you think one of those people that came around could have?
No, we can't go there.
Wells says he's limited in what he can say after social services took.
What the hell was that? No, we can't go there? That doesn't make sense. Everybody knows your history. So that was kind of weird.
Took Summer's three brothers from the home earlier this year. Would you mind just quickly maybe taking us for a little drive around? Just me,
Sure.
even, just so I can. I know you don't want me up there walking around, but maybe you could just drive me around.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you
I appreciate
guys.
it. Thank you.
You guys.
He initially agreed to take me on the property, but then changed his mind. He says he wants the focus to remain on Summer and finding whoever took her.
We love our daughter with all our hearts. We miss her. We'd do anything to have her back in that church with us that she so loves.
The sheriff says the Wells are cooperating, but that there's no evidence at this point that Summer was kidnapped or abducted.
Is it possible that Summer's parents, Candace and Dawn, had something to do with this, or have you ruled that out?
We haven't ruled anything out. Everything's possible.
And right now, detectives say they are looking for a red or maroon pickup truck that may have been in the area around the time that Summer Wells went missing. But even the sheriff today said they have no confirmation that the truck was actually there. They're not even for sure it is definitely connected. There are so many pieces of this puzzle they just haven't figured out yet. But another interesting thing, Marnie, he did confirm for me today that both of Summer's parents did pass a polygraph.
You like him? He reminds me of Dukes of Hazzard. The guy sounds like an idiot. I don't know why you like him. He literally reminds me of Dukes of Hazzard.
Graph test.
Which is something I know a lot of people have wondered. Brian, the sheriff says everything is on the table.
All right, let me just say this. They may have passed a polygraph test, but we don't know what questions were asked on the polygraph test. People think that polygraph tests, they asked them 1,500 questions. As far as I know, a polygraph test, you get like 2 or 3 questions. So people think a polygraph test, they ask them, 20 questions like on a multiple choice. No, it's like 2 or 3 questions. So I'm not sure that we don't know what was actually asked. What I would like to see Candace pass, were you on the property? Were you on the property when your child was taken? Welcome, my answer to no one. Were you on the property when this went down? Were you on the property? Like, were you doing something that you shouldn't be doing? That to me is I know I'm correct. I took criminal justice in college. No, seriously though, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of people think that, people that a polygraph is like 30 questions. And I tell people, no, they're like 2 or 3 questions. If that, a lot of times it's 1 question. Did you kill your daughter? No. Okay. Do you know who killed your daughter? No. Do you know who took your daughter? No. That's probably the entire polygraph test, verbatim. There's so many other questions, though, that they can answer. But they just wanted to know, did they have something to do with it? Did they pass or not? So, again, in order to know if it matters if they pass the polygraph test, we need to know the exact questions that were asked on the polygraph test. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm almost positive, using logic and what I know about the system, I'm pretty confident that those are the 3 questions they probably asked on the polygraph. Joe, would you agree with me on that? I'm literally almost positive that I probably put money down. Those are the 3 questions that were asked. Yeah, but I'm saying as far as the questions go, did you kill your daughter? Do you know who took your daughter? And were you involved in the disappearance of your daughter? Other than that, they would have to ask 15 other questions To me, those are probably the 3 questions they asked. And if she wasn't there on site, then she wouldn't know who took her daughter. But this theory that that what's her name took her, I don't believe that either.
Everyone is a person of interest. They are not ruling anything out. So one theory out there is this thing called the cornbread mafia that we're seeing a lot on social media. What is it? What's the sheriff saying?
So the cornbread mafia is sort of rumored to be this underground mafia network in this area of drug dealers and people who pass drugs around and that kind of a thing. The sheriff says he's not totally aware of it. The Wells family says they had never even heard of it. But what was interesting on Dr. Phil is when it was brought up, that is what sparked Candace Wells to have that emotional moment and walk off screen.
Hello and welcome to Banfield. No 13-year-old should ever have to watch his dad die, with paramedics standing just a few feet away, waiting for red tape to clear. But a young boy's tragedy in Seattle should make us all sit up and take notice of some good intentions that had lethal consequences. That story for you in just a few moments, but first, some cases just look like a slam dunk. A sure thing, open and shut. After all, the news headlines tell you so. Overwhelming evidence, consciousness of guilt. Think about it. How many times were you certain a trial was going to go one way, only to be shocked when it didn't? O.J. Simpson, Michael Jackson, Casey Anthony, George Zimmerman. The truth is, things are very, very different in the courtroom than they are on the TV. And a soundbite, no matter how powerful, is very different when you're right there in the room. So if you think you know what's going to happen in the Kyle Rittenhouse case, think again. The jury doesn't even know what's going to happen. They just got the case, and up until now, even they have been forbidden from talking amongst themselves. The first indication of how a jury leans sometimes starts to emerge with their first questions. And then it's just a parlor game as to how their actual verdict is going to shake out. And whatever anyone is saying on TV, in the paper, on the podcasts, I can assure you, it is not the same thing that the jury is discussing in private. Joining me now is one man who has lived that process. His client was assumed guilty by court watchers and TV watchers alike until the jury said he wasn't. Mark O'Mara defended George Zimmerman in the killing of Trayvon Martin, so he knows a thing or two. Mark, I thought of you as the jury got this case, and as all the pundits weighed in, and as the coverage blanketed cable news all day today, and I thought, oh, you lived that. How do we get it so wrong so often?
Well, because everyone has their predispositions. It's called confirmation bias or implicit biases or whatever. And the first thing that hits us is what we want to believe. And then since we believe it to begin with, everything else we run through that filter. And we know those are very difficult for jurors to get away with and to get away from. So in this case, yes, everyone wants to look at the 17-year-old kid with a long gun and say, guilty as could be because of everyone he shot. And quite honestly, morally, that may well be true. But in a courtroom, as you and I know so well, it doesn't have to make human logic or human common sense, but it does have to make legal logic. And the laws in this case are going to make this jury's job, I think, very difficult for an acquittal, for a conviction. And we may try this again if they cannot convince each one of 12 that there's a reason for a unanimous verdict.
Only takes one to hang up a jury and to throw the whole process out. And we've been through it.
That's my theory.
So one thing I wanted to talk to you about, because all weekend long I was talking to people about Kyle Rittenhouse crying on the stand. And everybody has a different comment. What a faker, or, oh my Lord, I didn't know he was like that. And, you know, if you saw the soundbite on all the cable news channels, you could make a split decision about what he was like. But if you watched the testimony all day long with him and then saw that happen, you might feel very differently. Is that kind of what I'm saying in a nutshell when it comes to a court case?
Absolutely right. Yeah, we take our sound bites and then we extrapolate onto those for we know the entirety of the case and we know what should happen. But the harsh reality is, and let's use that sound bite as an example. Here's a now 18-year-old kid crying. It looks like he was just so upset. And now we should believe him, right, because he's crying. But the prosecutor said something I thought was very, very insightful when he said, you know, Rittenhouse was crying when they were coming at him. He was not crying for the people he shot and killed. And that got across to the jury. They're going to sit back and go, yeah, crying for yourself isn't what we need to hear in this courtroom.
You're like one of the guys I would ask to tell me what you think about how this case went, because I know you see everything through a different lens. You lived in a world, and if my viewers don't know this right now, I'm going to let them know some of the awful, horrible realities that you and your wife lived through with the Zimmerman trial. Death threats, rape threats. FBI, I think, were living with you for a couple of months at one point. Were there over, was it 2,000 different violent threats?
2,500 of them that were looked at by Homeland Security, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the lawyer, not even the defendant.
I was going to say that too. This dude is like a freaking, I don't like him.
So Mark O'Mara and his wife, who had nothing to do with that court case, she was getting that as well. And I guess that's why you have this real sensibility of what it really is like in the courtroom as opposed to the TV show. So what is your impression, understanding you weren't physically trying this case, you weren't in that courtroom, but you breathe and eat this DNA all differently than we do?
So I really do think that this jury is going to have a difficult time, because in one sense you look at the state's case and they plotted through it, but they showed good evidence and they said, look, this kid came to the area with a gun, didn't have to shoot, nobody else shot anybody, all of a sudden this kid does, guilty. The defense comes up and says, well, hold on a second, didn't do all that much wrong, and he only shot when somebody attacked him. And what I thought was really good by what the defense said, which the jury is also going to think about, is, you know what? Kyle Rittenhouse didn't shoot at anybody he didn't need to. And even as one of the people who came at him, but then stopped and backed up, he didn't shoot that person. So Kyle Rittenhouse's non-shooting actions could lead to his acquittal.
So here's another question that it's not about the facts or the evidence in the case, but it's a big part of the case, which I think is weird. I heard a commentator on cable last week say this case is all about race. And I kind of had to look sideways for a minute, like the defendant is a white guy, the guy who was injured is a white guy, and the two dead men are white men. I get it. These were racial protests, but this case is about white people. And how is it that even in your case, it became about, about people of color, but apparently Zimmerman wasn't considered to be a person of color, and he's Hispanic. So I couldn't quite understand that. What people ascribe to these cases.
Sure, and in Zimmerman, the misunderstandings, let's call them, were easy. You know, George, big, heavy-set white guy, even though he wasn't truly white, against the small, young black kid in Trayvon. So that was easy. In this case, because everybody may have been there and because the protest that turned,
Okay, I'm sorry, but you cannot compare this to the Trayvon case. You just can't. I mean, it's night and day. Claudia, Joe is my friend, who's also a cop and an attorney in New York. It just blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind that they're trying to compare it. They're night and day.
Awesomeness. Because that was so racially motivated, we sort of taken race and dumped it onto this case. But it really, as you said, it really doesn't belong, because if anything, it's a vigilante justice case. Do we allow people to run around with long rifles and shoot people if they feel the need? And it's also about, Second Amendment rights. What are we going to do about people who have guns and can use them? But this race issue on top of it doesn't fit the facts, but it does get the focus.
Yeah, and the one thing I kept wondering is I heard about all sorts of, concern and proactivity on the part of law enforcement. If, oh my gosh, a verdict comes out that the people don't like, and then I wondered, but who right?
That's my
Who would
point.
come
It's like,
out
wait a
for
minute.
this one?
So 500 National Guardsmen are on standby. Who is going to protest? If he gets convicted, then gun rights advocates are going to protest? Well, okay, but not shown to be a very violent bunch in the past. If he gets acquitted, who's going to protest? So I don't know. Again, without the racial component that sort of set itself upon this case, not factually based, I don't know why we're worried about a verdict one way or the other in this case, unless you're talking about.
Okay, this guy's a complete fucking idiot. Let me fill in the blanks. The person who's dead, his family and friends are going to protest because he was killed. He's no longer able to spend Christmas with his family. So those people are going to protest. Supporters of him are going to protest. It's not rocket science. It doesn't have to be a racial thing. It's just common sense. If he doesn't get acquitted, people that think he should be acquitted are going to protest. I really need to go to law school. I'm not joking. I mean, I feel like some of these people are too dumb to even be on a panel like that. He's too dumb to be on Banfield. What do you mean, who's going to protest? Do protesters always have to be black and white? Of course not. Of course it's not going to only be black and white. That's dumb. That's ridiculous to even think like that. Why is it a racial thing? That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is this numbnut, Hayrod, is sitting here saying that the only reason people protest is when it's a black and white issue or when it's a racial issue. No. People could protest regardless if there's a racial issue. I mean, that's insane. It's not racial. All of them are white. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. But what this numbnut is saying is that the only way that he doesn't understand who's going to protest, because the only people that protest, is either black or white. That you only protest if it's black or white. Brian Laundrie's white. People protested. Hello? Stupid. All right. I could literally go on about this for an hour, but it's not going to get us anywhere. So,
we need to be more careful with our long guns.
And this guy's getting on my nerves. But let's see if the whole... let me drop Joe's channel again while I pop up. Okay, there's Joe Murray's channel. And Joe Murray is not from Police Off the Cuff. Joe Murray is from this channel. And don't forget it. All right. Dawn. Food Nation. All right. Did we watch it all? Was that the whole thing? Oh, no, that's new. I'm a little behind, but there was no gun to his head. Rosenbaum threw a plastic at him and he shot him. And no, someone pulled out a gun.
Welcome back to Prime.
This, I think, is showing Chris. I can't find a full thing.
5-year-olds don't just vanish. Those are the words from retired homicide detective Chris McDonough. He has spent his career looking into high-profile cases from JonBenet Ramsey to Elizabeth Smart. Now he's focusing his attention on the disappearance of Summer Wells as the host of The Interview Room. And we continue to
I will keep my mouth shut on this one, and Joe, so will you.
follow Summer's case as well here on Prime. Chris is back with us tonight. Chris, good to see you. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for inviting me.
So Summer's parents, Don and Candace, have been the target of threats, accusations that they had something to do with Summer's disappearance. They have denied any involvement. They say that she was abducted. They have passed a polygraph test. At this point, the sheriff is saying anything's on the table. All people are persons of interest. But has the public jumped to conclusions too soon on these parents without the evidence to back this up?
Yeah, I think everybody is innocent till proven guilty for sure. And at this point, you know, there are just, as your reporters, you know, pointed out, Brian, that there's just too many moving parts here. You know, there are a couple of theories that still, you know, need to be nailed down, and obviously the authorities don't.
Okay. Did he just say that he believes people are innocent till proven guilty? Did I really hear that just come out of Chris's mouth? Because he really doesn't think people are innocent till proven guilty. He thinks they're guilty till proven innocent. Just saying. No hate, Chris, but come on now, let's be real.
Don't have those pieces yet.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back to the property, Chris. You spent some time there on the family's property. You went inside the house. You went into Summer's room, and you say that it encapsulated her. So I want to show some of this video for folks at home, and I want us to walk through exactly what you saw inside this home.
So this is...
See, and you know what's interesting? I found Candace guilty. I've never found Don guilty. So anybody that says Don's guilty, that was not me.
Candace showing me essentially where the boys were sitting. They were sitting right there at that table, looking at that TV, playing video games. Summer went down into the basement. She's pointing to this, you know, table here that has basically a crawl space into it. And down into that crawl space goes down into the parents' and Summer's room. So I asked her if she would take me down there. She did. And so we crawl through there.
So
now,
can I stop you real quick, Chris? Because so this is the only way to get to Summer's and the parents' room is through this crawl space.
Right. This is the way she said Summer.
Now, in all fairness, let me also put out there that Don has redone the whole inside of the house. They removed that. They have a real stairway. He's put a bunch of money into the house to making it safe for the kids in order to get the boys back. I mean, let's be fair. And I'm surprised that they haven't said that yet. Like, and I don't know if they do or they don't, but in all fairness, Don has worked really hard to do the right thing in redoing the house. So that needs to be pointed out and noted.
Went into that basement.
Why did they have it set up like that?
That is a great question. I don't have that answer.
Okay, continue.
So we get down there, and of course, you know, this is Summer's room here that you're seeing. All of the items in the back corner belong to Summer. There's a mattress on the floor, the 2 bunk beds. The windows are secured with reflective type of materials. And so you can tell this is, you know, it's pretty striking pretty quickly for a 5-year-old to be in this environment.
Chris, you know, the other 3 boys, Summer's brothers, were removed from the home, taken into protective custody. Are they key to understanding anything in this case and her disappearance? Is there a chance that they are able to shine some light on what may have happened?
You know, from my opinion as, you know, retired investigator, they would be, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And In terms of the parents and their past, that has also been something that is much talked about. Candace filed for an order of protection against her husband, Don, saying that she was afraid of being hurt. She was afraid for those kids. That was likely part of why they were removed from the home. How do investigators take that information and also anything the kids might know and try to piece this puzzle together?
Yeah, Marty, that's a great question. So, you know, with a 5-year-old child, obviously time is of the essence. So the first officer on the scene quickly wants to assess, you know, who had last contact, what were those conditions in relationship to that contact, how much time has elapsed before the last person saw the child. And so immediately you want to start talking to the parents and you want to try to separate them. And as you go along, you know, trying to get the information initially about the child, then the parent's background becomes significant in relationship.
I don't mean to interrupt this, but I just thought of something. And I want to know for the next 4 minutes, I want you guys to sit on this and think about it. So we're talking about Rittenhouse and how you can't have vigilante justice. And a lot of people want him to go to jail because, you know, you can't have vigilante justice. However, of those people that believe that Rittenhouse was vigilante, what if I want the same people to think on this case? Now I sound like Chris with my S's. I want people to think of this case. And let's say that the Bible school teacher actually took her to quote unquote protect her. Okay? Isn't that vigilante justice? You can't just steal somebody's child. She should go to jail for kidnapping. So I want to know your thoughts on that, but let's watch the rest of this and tell me what you guys think, because I don't know, it just hit me listening to Chris that isn't that vigilante justice too? And you can't just go ahead kidnapping people's children. I mean, there's courts for that. There's laws for that. There's everything for that. I don't know why it popped in my mind, but I had to get it out.
To investigative process as more resources are arriving on the scene.
Chris, police say that there was no evidence of foul play, yet they issued an Amber Alert. How can they be so sure?
Well, that's a great question. The investigative process is still, you know, ongoing. It could be an accident. It could be, you know, something, you know, an intentional act of some sort. I think the investigators, and we heard Sheriff Lawson even say today, that everything is still on the table.
Mm-hmm. You have been in contact with the parents, Don and Candace. Are you still in touch with them now?
Not currently, no.
What's the deal with this red truck? It is potentially a piece of this puzzle. Have you heard anything about the truck? Has it led to any evidence or information for investigators?
Well, at this point, TBI has reported that the red truck, they want to try to contact that individual who may have been driving. There is a witness who is really vague about whether it was around the area on the 14th or the 15th. So it could have been the day before or the day of Summer's disappearance. However, I think what they want to do is just check the box to eliminate that truck. They have eliminated a lot of red trucks in that area.
How closely would investigators be looking at family and friends of both Candace and Don, this inner circle of people that they know, especially given the fact that Don has admitted that they had some wrong friends, or at least Candace did?
That would be significant. And you want to, you know, again, you want to look at the abduction theory, and you have to think, you know, how high of a risk would a subject who would want to, you know, take a child, a 5-year-old, how high of a risk would that suspect take? And in that terrain and coming up that hill with the information that Summer between 2 and 10-minute time frame was in that basement, you know, the universe would have to be 100% on schedule for all those stars to align. So that's where you want to start, you know, shifting your focus in relationship to, you know, taking a look at the inner circle, who had access to that property and or who had access to the parents.
Chris, 5 months is a long time for this little girl to be missing. As more time goes by, how optimistic are you that this case is solvable, that we can find Summer and bring her home safely?
Well, I'm always optimistic. Statistically, though, that optimism starts to dwindle. However, I do believe this case will be solved. I think they have the correct resources on it with TBI, FBI, as well as the Hoxha County Sheriff's Department in the lead. And I, like you and the rest of the nation, are praying. I'm praying that they do find her alive.
I share in that prayer. It has our attention. It has the attention of a lot of people on social media. And those folks on social media are relentless, as are we. Chris McDonough, we appreciate your time and, as always, your insight. Thank you.
See, I go back to, hey, Goldie, I don't know who took her, but I am convinced that my theory from day one is still holding true. Don was at work. Don doesn't know anything. Candace was not on property at the time. Where she was, I don't know. But she was not on property at the time. Grandma was not on property at the time. Candace left the boys alone, left Summer alone. By the time she came back, Summer was gone. Candace said the TV was so loud they wouldn't have heard anything. Summer went downstairs. Who knows how long Summer was actually gone for. Goldie, I don't agree with that at all. I am sticking with this. It has been my theory from jump, and it is my theory till the end of time. I know that it is not what most YouTubers say. I know most YouTubers think differently. Everybody's in all this other stuff. But I'm sorry. I'm sticking with it. My story has not changed. My theory has not changed. And I'm 100% convinced that is what happened. And until there's actual evidence to prove to me otherwise, I'm sticking with it. There is now proof that the prosecution for Rittenhouse has made a Brady violation. Yeah, Wisconsin, that's not too hard to do. That doesn't mean they'll give a mistrial, though. Hey, Heather. I don't know if she was there. Yeah, I don't believe she was there. Everyone has their own opinions. Absolutely. And everybody does have their own opinion, but I am sticking with it. I don't care about the conspiracies or anything else. I am 100% convinced that is what happened. Why wasn't there a lock on the basement door? Because, Quinny, do you remember looking at the property? Look how big the property is. You probably wouldn't think to put a lock on it because nobody's going to go up there. Brady can be a reversible error. I agree. See, let me tell you something, Lindsay. That's what happened with Making a Murderer, which is why I pulled away from it. Because in Making a Murderer, there were Brady violations. There was this. And every time Zellner would put out another paper, it was like such bullshit. I was like, everybody thinks this is just so big. It's not. It's so easily dismantled. It's so easily discarded that regular people who don't understand the law think that something is so big when it's actually nothing and can be changed instantly. Just saying. And you see that all over social media. That's one thing I'm very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Glad that I understand how the law works, because people think something is so big and it's really not. So I don't know what the Brady violation was. I don't know where they're talking about it or anything. So I can't say for sure. But yeah, people get hyped up for no reason. I've watched it for 3 years with Kathleen Zellner. And she's an amazing attorney, but she still sucks. Let's see. All right. So we got that. Okay. Discuss Summer Wells. I think we've seen it all, actually. Fighting with the prosecutor now is acting unethically as if he's a police officer's attorney. I think that was the whole thing. I can't find anything else. We got that one. So I think we got that one. So there's two with Don. Hold on. There's Chris.
The search for a missing 5-year-old girl from Hawkins County is gaining national attention once again following her parents' appearance on Dr. Phil last week.
As Summer Wells was reported missing by her family at their Beach Creek community home back on June 15th. NewsNation Now's lead correspondent's in our area tonight, and he's focusing specifically on the Summer Wells case.
News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with Brian Enton today. She joins us now live. Ansley?
Josh and Sarah, it's been 5 months to the day since that Amber Alert went active for Summer Wells out of Hawkins County. Tonight, as people pray for her to be found here in Kingsport, NewsNation's national correspondent Brian Enton is in our area giving her story the national spotlight once again.
It's interesting to be coming into a case 5 months in and hear investigators say that we're basically at the same place that we started.
NewsNation is giving missing Hawkins County 5-year-old Summer Wells' story a national spotlight yet again.
We obviously wanted to talk to Candace, and he said that she was just too emotional at this point. It seems like Don is really concerned about the public's perception of Candace coming off of the Dr. Phil interview.
This time on the ground in the Beach Creek community in the first on-camera interview with Dawn Wells after that Dr. Phil appearance.
But then he did say something interesting about her friend. But I tried to drill in on that a little bit. Well, what do you mean? What friends are you talking about? What kind of friends did Candace have? What do you mean? And he sort of shut it down pretty quickly.
Enton also sat down with Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson.
I asked him, do you believe that Don and Candace are involved? And he said, we're not ruling anyone out at this point.
He comes here after being on the ground covering the Gabby Petito case.
I'm seeing a fascination with the case. I think people are digging for clues on their own, behind their computer screens at home. But the most interesting and different thing with this case that I don't think I've ever seen before is the way the family has been interacting with these social media sleuths and YouTubers.
Like all involved, Enton says getting Summer's story and face out there is the most important headline.
But I think at the end of the day, people just need to look at the picture, remember the picture of Summer, look at the video, look at her mannerisms, because she could be anywhere.
Verika, I said the exact same thing that while they were playing it. I said, this is bullshit. I'm like, he's pointing to Grandma. Why is nobody catching it? He's saying Grandma, he pointed everything to Grandma without saying Grandma. It was so weird. I cannot believe they didn't catch it. I was shocked. Did anyone leave? Yeah, of course they left. Grandma left, but they didn't say it. So they're saying they dedicated a full episode to Summer Wells, but I can't find it. If anyone can find a link, let me know. Oh, this I wanted to see. All right.
Welcome back. An Amber Alert has now been issued for 3-year-old Noah Claire. Police believe Noah and his 16-year-old cousin, Amber, were abducted by Noah's dad, Jacob Claire. He is also Amber's uncle. Noah and Amber were last seen on November 5th, and from the start, Noah's mom wanted an Amber Alert issued, as did the rest of the family, concerned for her son's safety. Some have questioned why it took until now. So tonight, we want to take a look at why Amber Alerts are issued in some cases and not in others. Amber Alert, by the way, stands for America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response Alert. It was created after the kidnapping and murder of 9-year-old Amber Hagerman in Arlington, Texas in 1996. And according to the Department of Justice, an Amber Alert is typically issued when a child is believed to have been abducted, they're in imminent danger, they're younger than 17 years old, but making that call is also based on a best judgment approach from law enforcement, which means there is some gray area state to state. Tonight, former FBI agent Jennifer Coffendorfer is joining us live. She has been following both the Summer Wells disappearance and Noah Claire's abduction. Jennifer, always good to see you. We appreciate you joining us on these both important cases. I want to start with Noah here. He was initially listed as endangered. Today, authorities issued that Amber Alert. The family had been asking for that. So what changed?
Well, what changed simply was law enforcement's handling of the matter. There was a lot of pressure put on that department to issue this alert. Again, it's subjective, and it completely comes down to the jurisdiction of the authority that's investigating the case.
So why not issue an Amber Alert for Noah's cousin, who is 16 years old and also in the custody, they believe, of this same man?
Well, it's my understanding that there is a letter that exists where Amber says she willingly went. That, in my opinion, is probably what is holding them back, because usually it involves an actual abduction as opposed to a runaway or somebody willingly leaving.
What's the downside to issuing an Amber Alert? I mean, once it's issued, how does it impact a case? How does it work in terms of resources and also in outcomes?
Well, Amber Alerts are amazing because
Good night, Joe. Thanks for coming in, and I will call you tomorrow. I really do need to talk to you about something. I will call you tomorrow.
it really gets the information out through all public mediums. It also uploads them to NCIC, the National Crime Information Center, which is crucial for getting it across all jurisdictions, local, state, and federal, once it's issued. So they're crucially important, really, to just spreading that information out.
I want to ask you about Summer Wells, Jennifer, and her disappearance. The sheriff says there was no reason to believe that Summer was abducted, yet they did issue an Amber Alert in her case. What does that say to you, and why?
Well, it says to me that despite sort of how they're going about what they're saying, that they truly believe this small child is in danger and in imminent danger, no matter where she is. So again, that's where they have the authority to really look at this subjectively and say, in this situation, an Amber Alert should have been issued, which I completely concur with.
Well, police say there's no evidence of foul play, though. So what evidence would there be if there was a crime committed, and how can both be true? An Amber Alert, yet no evidence that something bad happened to her?
Well, the evidence that something bad happened to her does exist. First of all, she's not there anymore. She has disappeared. So that's evidence when a child completely goes away. Secondarily, and I think super important, is the fact that that home was deemed unfit for her brothers, and that those 3 children have been removed from that home. And I think this is what's going to crack the case. I truly believe that there will be charges at some point from the DCS, which is the Child Protection Services in Tennessee. And once that happens, I think it will happen against Candace and or Dawn. I think this case is really going to take a quick trajectory, and people will.
Okay, let me just say, she couldn't be more wrong if she tried. For real. DCS doesn't file charges against anybody. They just either take your kids And then you have to fix the house you have to do what they say in order to get your kids back or not. I worked as a guardian ad litem in Florida for a very short while, but that's bullshit. Everything she's saying is bullshit. They don't file charges against the parents. They just tell the parents to either change or not change. If they don't change, they lose their kids. If they do change, then they get their kids back. I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Start talking.
But is it fair to blame them without the evidence? We don't know everything. I mean, social media has gone bonkers on this couple and their parenting. They have said they didn't have anything to do with it. The police haven't named them a person of interest. They passed a polygraph. I mean, is it too soon to jump to that conclusion without the evidence?
Well, we're not saying that they should be convicted of a crime or even charged of a crime yet. What we're saying is, or what I'm saying is, they're not being truthful. They are not coming forthright with information. I very staunchly believe that. And
I agree with that. I've said that 100 times. CPS does not file charges against anybody. They don't have the power to file charges against a parent. What they can do is keep your children if you're either going to get your kids back or you're not. They don't have power to file charges. That's not what they do. They either take your kids or they don't.
I also staunchly believe that the conditions they kept their children in were neglectful and possibly will prove to show child endangerment charges against those parents in the future.
How concerned are you that 5 months have gone by and we're still...
I would have to double check Tennessee, but I'm pretty sure that charges like that have to be filed immediately. They can't wait 7 months and then file charges, but I would have to double check. Don't quote me on that.
Nowhere.
Very concerned. I'm concerned, but I do believe that they are in a full court press with this Child Protection Service investigation, DCS investigation. And I think that that's really the road that's going to lead this case to really crack right open. And I think law enforcement is waiting on the results of that investigation.
And the tough thing with an Amber Alert, Jennifer, as you know, is the public wants to help. They want a vehicle to look for, a person to look for that may have Summer. We don't have any of that. All we have is a picture of this sweet little girl's face. We know she's 5 years old, and it's been 5 months since we've seen her. And we're at a dead end at this point. Jennifer, as always, appreciate your time on this case. I know it's important to you. It's important to us. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you, Marnie.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation.
Hounds, that's like one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Should be charged for not taking the kids, but something happened to them allegedly. But DHS doesn't have power to charge anybody. Like, they can use, I will double check in Tennessee, but they can use, you know, like taking your kids for child endangerment or child neglect, but only the police can file charges. The CPS has no clout to file charges. And if they were going to file charges, then they would have been charged already. But from what I understood from Don, don't get me wrong, I don't know if Don's lying or not, but from what I saw from Don, him redoing the house and him making the house safe tells me that DCF or DHF, whatever, CPS, told him these are the things you need to do if you ever want to get your children back. So he's doing them. I don't think he would have done it on his own. I think he needed to tell him. Hounds, it's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Don't even go there with stupidity. Brian Laundrie's dead as a doornail. Let me look that up real fast. Hold on. Okay. What to expect during an investigation. If an allegation meets criteria for investigation, it will be assigned an investigation, blah, blah, blah. Initial interview, forensic interview, medical evaluation, mental health. Interview. Yeah, there's nothing. I don't know why they say committed to the department. It makes it sound like they're in jail. DCS honors your role as parent and will make every effort to involve you in the decision-making process involving the care of your child. You can expect the following to occur during your child's placement with the department. Yeah, like I said, they have no power. They don't charge you anything. Volunteers' rights. You need to do something that children will not return. Yeah, so I was right. They have no grounds to sue you. That was like, and I like her, but that was probably the dumbest thing I ever heard her say. She's obviously never worked with CPS at all, because CPS doesn't charge anything. Because with CPS, parents become number one. Like, they may take your kid, but parents are number one. They keep parents involved with stuff. Yeah, this is Tennessee, so I was right. I was right. Yeah, I don't know why she said that. I thought that was ludicrous. I actually know a lot more than people give me credit for real. I've come to that conclusion. Where am I here? Oh, another last shout out of the night. Another $16 candle is the drama whores, because this community is filled with a bunch of drama whores. So drama whore is also $16 candles. That also comes in a tin. It is also an 8-ounce tin. It's in a white tin. It's a little classier. And that is the drama whores. I don't have one made. But that's the drama whores, and that will have different drama sayings on it. And it is a 8-ounce candle as well. And that's also $16. These prices will change as soon as this live ends. So get your candles now. I see a bunch were sold, which is a good thing. But also, Thanksgiving is next week. You have to order candles by Thursday in order to get them for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to be doing specials. I changed the name of my other channel, by the way. So if you can't find it, you know why. I'm getting the horoscope. Woo, woo. BlackRock, probably not, because I see I got a shitload of candles to start making and look through orders and do all that stuff. But yeah, so we have the horoscope candle, we have Molly Go Lightly candle, also 16, and the drama horrors is also 16. Those 3 candles, $16 tonight only. Let me give you guys the link. And also, coming up, starting probably next week, I have gift sets and box sets. Gift sets are going to be $25. They come with 4 2-ounce candles in a box set, and you get a wax melt with that as well. It's actually a pretty good deal. It's the same deal as the $25 box set, but it's also going to be a gift set. And I think you guys will like it. So if you want to test out my candles, yeah, and if you spend over $100, you get a free wick trimmer as well as free wax melts. And I have those as well. I have a couple of hoodies. I have to set them up on this site. I don't have them on this channel yet, but I know mods drop links, but I'm going to do that ASAP. But I've been super, super busy. Grandma's coming, mom's coming Sunday. So she's going to be here for the week of Thanksgiving. We got Black Friday. I got to redo the website. I got to add stuff on the website. Whole bunch of stuff going on. Now you guys also are going to have 2 different vessels to choose from on the signature. You can do black or you can do gold and frosted. My other channel, I just changed my name. To tell you the truth, I don't remember the name. But the new name is Transcending Obsession. That is the new name. Tell them why trimming the wick is so important. You need to trim the wick down. Some of the wicks I use are self-trimming, so you don't even need to worry about it. But some of the wicks aren't. Stuck home from work 2 days. Sergeant Blackrock, they removed my other video. They said it was pornography. Someone reported me. So yes, the new channel name, it's not my new channel, but the channel name is Transcending Obsession. Since there are so many people obsessed with every move I make and my business and everything, I changed the name to that. I was going to go with something in German that said go fuck yourself, but I didn't want to do that because I wasn't professional. So Transcending Obsession I thought fit perfectly. So there's that. And I hope you feel better too, BlackRock. And I don't know why my video won't come up. Zoom won't come up all of a sudden. I keep hitting it and it's not coming up. It's gone. So trimming the wick is important so you don't overburn your candles. If you trim them, your candles will last you longer. Yes, but most of my candles are self-trimming, so you really don't even need to worry about it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't push them too much, because you don't need to trim them. Like 75% of the candles I use are self-trimming. And wood wicks, you just got to pick it away. But that's why I like self-trimming candles. I mean, self-trimming wicks. Actually, I just ordered a shitload of wicks. I ordered so much stuff. I went berserk. And I'm excited, though. I got so much stuff in. No, my life perplexed has now been changed to transcending obsession. Thank you, Bayside. I need to update it. I haven't updated it. But I do. I need to update it. I don't know why I can't get my picture up. Let me see. See, it's not showing up. I don't know why. That's weird. Pornography, yeah, my other channel. I should have put it on my other channel. It was so dumb. Oh, I know why. That's why. I had it on the wrong thing. It wasn't porno. It was dumb. But it gave me a community strike. I left. So, last chance before I get off. Last chance to get your $16 candle. You got Molly Go Lightly candle for $16. Horoscope candle for $16. Hey, Tyler. You got to have a big stream to show everyone the new name. You could probably still pull it up under my other one. Maybe. Yeah, my LP channel. My LP channel is no longer. Read my text? I think my phone is dead, actually. Let's see. What? Hold on. All right. That's what I told him in my appeal. I said, I've seen far worse than that. Hounds, it's worse than you even think. It's unreal. I am seeing so many lies that it's mind-blowing. I am just absolutely blown away with the lies that I keep seeing. I don't see a... I don't see anything. These people are fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. Someone said something similar, much worse, but she deletes her nasty streams. Did they strike other channels? I don't know. Or is it where you said about taking something up this somewhere? Yeah, the video of the peeing on stage. But that's like a big news story. That's like not... It's not like I went on some crazy site and found someone. That's like all over the news. So that's why I thought it was weird. I'm like, why are they hitting me for this? This is like big news right now. And there's probably 50,000 on YouTube. I don't think they're going to find her. Oh, Perp Squad, the lies that are coming out of these people's mouths are hysterical. I'm just sitting back laughing. That's why I changed my channel name, Transcending Obsession. I don't think they're going to find her. I really don't. I hate to say it, but I just don't. All right, here we go. That's it? That's all you want to tell me? I thought you had some good juice, like a video or something. Guys, I'm telling you, get your orders in. Last chance. Once I shut down, those prices are going back up. Yes, Quinny, they will. You know what's funny? Nobody ordered lilac until this last week. I've gotten like 12 orders for lilac. Nobody ever ordered lilac before. I've had lilac sitting on my shelf for months. Months. And all of a sudden, everybody's ordering lilac. That's so weird. I'm going to have to order more. We know who Jump Kick Man is? I don't know who that is. What is the scent? Blossoms and Rose. Which one? Blossoms and Rose? I don't know. I'm feeling good. My back. There's something wrong with my back. I have to start taking my vitamins again. I kind of slacked on them and I've had like back problems. But other than that, I physically feel good. I don't know who Jump Kick Man is. What scent? Bayside, what scent were you talking about? Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, for a year, nobody ever ordered lilac. Until this last week, I've had tons of lilac orders. It's just weird. And nobody ever wanted lilac before. I know I have to take my vitamins. Yeah, I don't know what Jump Kick Man is. Low magnesium will cause pain in the body with vitamin D. So I'm telling you, I have to. That's when you see me go live, because I haven't been really, I've been busy during the day. But at night, it's easier. Chewable ones, like tricking your brain into eating candy. I don't like candy either. All right, guys, last 5 minutes to get your specials tonight. Tomorrow, there'll be more specials. There'll be specials leading up to Black Friday. Then Black Friday is going to be specials. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of specials for Christmas. But just remember, Thanksgiving candles have to be ordered by Thursday to get them for Thanksgiving. So you definitely want to put some Thanksgiving candles on your table. Because literally, a group outside Wayne's pro staff is found not guilty. They believe he needs to go to prison. I don't think prison will do him any good. I don't think prison is going to help him. I just don't see prison as being... Like, prison is supposed to be for punishment. They say it's rehabilitation, but it's not. It's punishment. Nobody gets rehabilitated. They just don't. You mean chocolate chip cookies won't give me vitamins that I need? Damn. I thought it would. I also give you guys a sneak. Black Friday, luxury candles will go on sale. On Black Friday, everything's going to go on sale. I'm going to run a couple of hours on Black Friday, go live for a couple of hours, and for a few hours, everything will be on sale. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I have to do an Etsy store too. Yeah, I'm supposed to take the one a day. I just haven't lately. I got to do an Etsy store. I got to do a lot of things. It's just, I haven't had time. Busy, 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 busy. So, all right, I'm going to shut down. Last chance to get candles at the low price. They're going up as soon as this live ends. I give you guys like 5 minutes while I go tinkle. And then I got to change it back up. So, I will see you guys tomorrow night. If there is a verdict during the day, I will go live. So, we'll just keep an eye out for it. But I'm not going to go live unless there's a verdict. Then I'll go live tomorrow night. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Get your candle orders in. And thank you guys for the PayPals. I saw a couple of PayPals unrelated to candles. So I want to thank you guys for the PayPals. I know I got to take my bariatric vitamins. Christmas is coming, so all Super Chat and PayPals are more than appreciated. And candle orders are more than appreciated. And I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up. And I will see you guys later.